I thought it was a little cheesy at first, but I came across Alex's picture on Instagram. It was like, man, I can't not reach out to Alex. This would be so silly if I didn't do this.
I opened up my Instagram and I had a new follower, and it was this really handsome boy. And I was actually really excited that he asked to follow me. So I just kind of was hoping that he'd reach out, but he didn't.
I figured she's, having guys slide into her DMs all the time, right? Like I'm just another guy.
He liked a couple of my photos, and I was like, well, I don't want to reach out first, so I liked some of his photos back.
We had gone back and forth liking each other's photo, and finally I just reached out to her and I said, why do I not know you? It wasn't a pickup line or anything,
It didn't take long for him to ask for my phone number.
I wanted to talk to her over the phone. To me, that's the most important. I wanted to hear her voice.
We went out a couple days later.
I drove up from Lehigh.
And he came to my house, and I remember looking at him and thinking how cute he was. And that was the first time in a long time that I had actually really gotten nervous for a date.
Yeah, I was nervous to take her out for the first date.
We let him in and he started just talking to my roommates, and he was just like so social and so friendly and so smiley and happy. And I remember just thinking that I was already smitten.
And I saw Alex, and immediately I knew, before I even took Alex, I had a really good feeling about her.
We went to Sugar House Park and we played croquet.
And I'm such a gentleman because I let her beat me 2 games out of 3, which is so nice. No, I'm just teasing. Alex is literally, she's just an athlete. She's so fun to play everything with. I made it a point during the coronavirus to take her out every single day. I just realized that if I didn't take Alex out every day, then someone was going to, so I had to fill that void.
We spent a lot of time together. We were playing a lot of pickleball, going on hikes. Landon is such a gentleman. He always treats me so good, always is aware of other people around him, and I love the way that he treats other people. He's such a good listener. He always listens to me.
She's just so kind and so happy. So her happiness is just contagious.
I feel like the most confident girl in the world when I'm with Landon. I love how he communicates with me. He's always willing to talk through hard things.
Alex just blew me away. Anyone that knows her knows how special she is, and obviously she's beautiful. Anyone can see that, but her personality, how witty, how spunky, how fun, and just how funny she is.
I love how athletic Landon is. It's so much fun to be with someone where we can go play any sport and give each other a good challenge.
She gives me a run for her money.
I used to beat Landon every time we went and played pickleball, but now he beats me sometimes. Okay, most of the time, every time now. And so it's not as fun anymore. I like pickleball a little less with Landon, but he's still so much fun to play with.
We actually were in a pickleball tournament, and we won the entire tournament, which was fun. Alex is a unicorn. She's just an anomaly. It's crazy to find someone that's just so athletic, so beautiful, and she's such a good communicator. I never felt rushed with Alex. I just felt like it was the perfect time. I really waited to kiss Alex. I was really nervous. I knew how special she was, and I didn't want to kiss her on the first, second, or third date. And I had taken her out, I think, 10 to 15 times. And we had played pickleball one night at her bishop's house. We went and we played best of 7, and she got up 3 games to 0, and I came back and I beat her 4 to 3. I was a sweaty mess. I remember that somehow the lights went off really quick, and I went in for a kiss and I kissed her, and I wrote down in my journal, this was the most romantic, most beautiful kiss I'd ever had. It was just the most perfect thing ever. I remember her later telling me, she's like, Landon, you've always smelled really good. But, she said it was like perfect the way she said it, but she's like, but you were a little stinky the first time, we played pickleball at my bishop's house. And it all just clicked. I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder she didn't really want to kiss me. So it all was downhill after that. It was perfect. I know that Alex has so many people that admire and love her. I notice that Alex makes every single one of them a better person. These people want to improve their lives, or they want to be better when they're around Alex. And Alex doesn't even need to say anything. It's just her presence around them that just totally elevates everyone around them. And Alex does the same thing for me. I feel like I'm my best self with Alex. She just makes me want to be the best human being ever.
He loves to start conversations with strangers and get to know people. He has a lot of friends who they all think that Landon's their best friend because he treats them like they are his best friend.
I knew Alex was the one. I just knew from the start. And I remember when I fell in love with Alex. I remember how it felt and how it was so different. And I knew that I would be silly if I didn't marry Alex. There's no star.
So when Landon and I decided to get married, he wanted to talk to my parents to ask for my hand, but my parents are in South Africa right now for a mission. The only way he could do it, especially because of COVID, we can't travel, he had to call and ask them over FaceTime. And I remember talking to my mom after I knew he had called, and I was like, so how'd it go? Did he ask? And I was kind of joking because of course he asked, but she said, no, he hadn't. And I was like, what? And I remember thinking, he didn't ask? Like, I thought he was gonna ask. And she's like, no, he didn't. He just talked to us. And that happened actually like 2 or 3 times where he just called my parents to talk to them and get to know them because they knew that their daughter would be marrying someone that they never were able to meet. So he wanted to make sure that they knew who he was. So he called them multiple times to talk to them, get to know them, and let them get to know him, which I thought was really sweet and cute.
I wanted to give Alex enough time because I'd never wanted her to feel like, oh my gosh, like this happened too fast, you know? So I really wanted to take her out and date her. And when it came time to propose, you know, I thought it would be fun to use Alex's family's horses. And it was so fun and cute because each one of her sisters was in on it and they all helped me plan the entire thing. And we had to time it perfectly because I wanted all of her siblings to be there. But I didn't want them to, you know, just show up. We had to be walking up and find everything, the candles lit, the pictures up. And yeah, there I asked her to, you know, be my wife and I told her I wanted to be with her forever. So yeah, it was fun.
I mean, there was a few clues that I had. I did my hair for that horseback ride just in case.
What were the big indicators, you think?
The big indicators were when I showed up and Brett and Blake were dressed like models. They had their hair done. When we go horseback riding, usually we have our hair slicked back in a ponytail, and Brett had like a beautiful shirt on. Her hair was done. She had all her makeup done. Blake was in a nice shirt. And then I also noticed that the horses were washed. Those horses are never clean. And so that was another indicator. So we went back down the mountain and we came around the corner and I saw lights up in the trees, like in this part of the mountain. And I was like, he is proposing. But then I looked a little closer and there was another couple under there. And I was like, oh, that's so ironic that another couple is getting engaged the same time that I think I'm gonna get engaged. My sister Brett was like, you guys go get the fire started. And Landon and I started to hike up the mountain. And as we got up, I said, where did they want us to go? And he pointed over towards the lights and the pictures and the pillows. And right when he pointed over there, the couple got up and moved. And so then I knew and I started laughing and we went over there and he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. The other couple was just a decoy that Brett had sent up to throw me off, and it worked. But yeah, it was the best surprise ever, and it was so easy saying yes to Landon because he's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm just so grateful that he came into my life, and when he did, just worked out the way that it was supposed to.
I concur. Yeah. No, I agree. I think I know Alex is the best thing that's ever happened to me, the biggest blessing. And I say, you know, if everything had to happen 1,000 times over, the good, the bad, the ugly, I would do it all over again to find Alex. I'm elated. So.
I think it'll just be fun to always get to be together. I love being with Landon. I feel like I can't get enough of him. Like, I just want him to be at my house right when I get home.
For sure, the sleepovers too. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun not to drive home, you know, at 12 at night anymore from Sugar House. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to experience life with Alex, just experience and grow together. There's no one else I'd rather go through life with.